wanted to do this. It is my day off from work, and just wanted to really circle up and talk a little bit about my SuperCon experience because it has just been a go couple of days for me, and it was just fantastic holistically. So with that, give me just a second here. I just need to share to all of my things, and we will get this going here in just one moment. And if you are watching, feel free to leave me a comment. There we go. Perfect. All right. Well, like I said, it is super duper early, so I had the opportunity to volunteer on the SuperCon staff. So I was the panel coordinator, and I was so nervous stepping into this, you guys. But it truly was a good time, and it ended up being okay. There were a lot of people along the way that really helped. For my first initial meeting, I was hitting up Tom. Tom's been on staff for years. And I was hitting up Tom like, am I ready? Do I need to bring like 4 pens and a notebook for this meeting? Things like that. And it truly is just something. It was just so cool. It was such a welcoming setting, and right away, after that first meeting, I was like, okay, like I got this. It'll be fun. When planning panels, there were a couple of things that I learned of how I would do things differently next year, and so it's kind of nice to kind of go through that trial by fire and get everything kind of more polished for next year, if you will. So definitely going to be a-okay there. But everyone is great with help getting me going, getting me set up. The panels themselves went wonderful. Kudos to Jake, our announcer from the convention as well. So it was nice to get some publicity, lift those panels up, and I was very excited just to see the turnout from some of those. Like, rooms were packed, and it was just really cool. I will also say, just mechanically, for the guests that did ask for masks, that was respected from what I saw by attendees. So kudos to everybody that went. And yeah, it was really a good experience. So with that, my brain is all over the place. I literally just rolled out of bed, and I have my big cup of coffee here that I'm just waiting to cool down. But I wanted to talk about some super loot that I got, which I am so freaking stoked about. I went into this con telling myself, man, I'm gonna behave. That didn't happen, but I could tell that this con was very much needed for me. It was just so fun to see everything come together, but also for our community. So that was really nice too. With that, I'm just going to jump right in here, and I have a lot of things and stuff all over the place, as you can see behind me. It is a hot mess, but we're just going to go ahead and do our best. First and foremost, I wanted to lift up this really cool Batman guitar solo. So this is the death metal Batman guitar solo, and this was an interesting one because we had comic book creators at our show, and so Doug Mankey, thanks to JJ's comic art, brought him in, and Doug Mankey was just right around the corner from us, and he was the one that created this look. And so we had the opportunity to get these signs. So mine is personalized to me. It says to John with his signature on it. So I'm very, very excited about adding that to my collection. I also just want to lift up, Doug was just such a gem to talk to. Like, we spoke for about 20 to 30 minutes or so at the end of the show over a bag of beef jerky, and just kind of talked about life. So it was a really good time. I am seeing comments come through. The only caveat to these comments is that when it's through our page. Oh, okay. I can actually go to our page and see that. So we had Bill checking in saying, glad you had such a great time. Yes, thank you. And then we had Steve from Comic Book Bears as well. Happy Tuesday morning. I know. What the heck? Why am I streaming so early? But I actually have a very ambitious day today of getting my office tidied up. I finally have a day off from the jobs and everything, so I'm going to maximize that. And so it'll be a good day. But anyways, you guys, yes, the pop was definitely a highlight for me. Just getting it signed by Doug and getting to hang out with him, getting my DC stripes in. Next is something that actually I'm gonna hold off on that for right now. Next is something a little quirky and unique here. We had a minifigs vendor there, and so they were selling a bunch of Lego figures. One of which I got Galactus, which I'm freaking stoked about. Um, Other characters of note that I purchased were Cloak and Dagger and also Silver Surfer. So very excited about that. Silver Surfer even comes with his own little surfboard. So that'll be going on my desk too. Um, then I got into a massive pile of trouble here. Massive. And so just kind of flying through these. We had a friend, a shop at least that Ken and I have met when we've gone up to see his parents. So Granite City Comics was in the show as well, and that was really cool. So I went and paid their booth a visit because I love supporting shops that make time to come out to the shows. It was a good time. First of all, I wanted to try a little bit more of this Astro City Local Heroes, and so I got the set here. So definitely, I tried this is issues 1 through 5, it looks like, unless 6 is hiding back there. I think it's 1 through 5. But I tried, I think it was issue 1 of this was kind of on our dollar wall or a free comic book day offering or something of the sort. And I had a chance to read that and loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Bill, I just saw that they should make Blacklight Lego minifigs just for you. I agree. I would display the heck out of those. I would absolutely love that and would be all about it. It's funny about Blacklight too. We were talking about this at the shop. Why don't sports cards do Blacklight sports cards? I think that would actually be kind of awesome, and I'd probably collect them just because they're Blacklight. So. Up next is a Marvel story I'm not familiar with. And this, it takes a lot of those classic New Mutants characters, and this is Fallen Angels, okay? And it's the complete set. Cover art looks sick. And, honestly, I got this for $9, and I feel really good about that just because, one, again, I'm supporting them for coming to the show, but two, I'm getting the whole story. And this is one that I don't see, personally, a lot of the singles for. So definitely looking forward to digging into this, giving it a whirl. Then I started getting into trouble. So I've been working on my Uncanny X-Men. So this is Uncanny X-Men issue 156. Just beautiful artwork there. I love these old covers so much. And they're just such a hoot. We have issue 160. Oh my God, the glare, you guys. I'm so sorry. All right, I'll try to tilt these. Tilt, tilt, tilt. This is issue 163. I have issue 154. I have issue 234. So now we're starting to get a little newer. I'll say that carefully. Oh, Bill has the Fallen Angels. Yes, great minds think alike then. There you go. We got Jubilee on the cover looking kind of KO'd there. 261. We have 262. We have 263. 278. We got Strong Guy on the cover. Looks like Shadow King's involved because it said so on the cover. 279. 133. Hellfire Club Henchman for Days. Then I did hit their dollar bin too, and so I got 423, 424, 425. Oh my God, they're starting to slide. 426. Make sure I got that right. 427. 429 because I had one, or they didn't have one. Either way. I had my database on my phone. 430. And my database was very helpful because it's just as like, you have this, you don't have this. And it's like, yes, thank you. 418. Okay. 119. So again, getting back to the old stuff. Oop, oop, there we go. 119. 143. So Shadow Cat looking all classy there. This one we sold recently at the shop, and I enjoyed staring at it so much. So we sold it. I was sad to see it go, so I had to get a copy. But the Incredible Hulk, lime green. I mean, imagine what this will look like under the black light. I don't know if it'll actually glow or not, but it's worth a shot. The Incredible Hulk, the new Incredible Hulk, excuse me, 377. Just such a cool cover, though. All right, this is where we got into trouble. Okay, they had an additional bin, so they had Gold Age, Silver Age, X-Men 57. Look, I mean, those Sentinels, though. This is not kidding around. I'm so excited about this. X-Men 107. You know I love some Imperial Guard. Love, love, love. So just getting to see these, earlier iterations of them is just so cool. I also just got to give it up to my boy Sauron. So this is issue 61. Pretty cool. And last but not least, always having cocktails with Emma Frost. I mean, she's hitting up my phone every day. So issue 131, In the Clutches of the White Queen. Prisoners of the White Queen. So anyways, that is my haul from Granite City Comics. And that was quite a bit. That was probably the biggest expense that I had the whole show. Up next, I definitely wanted to show some love to my local dudes, and so Mark Wagner was there. Mark, we've had on the show a couple of times. So his latest book was Dead Cells, which I had a copy of, which I'm an idiot and I didn't get that signed. So now I'm going to have to do a show in person to have him sign it. But he also did this iconic Mount Skullmore. So we have Mount Rushmore out here in South Dakota. So I got a little sticker. And he did sign, he had a little zine there that I didn't have yet. So he signed that for me. And then he had an assortment of unique comics, and right away he found me and lifted this up. So this is independent from the Omegam events, DC versus Marvel. So Darkseid versus Galactus. Obviously, Galactus wins, right, Bill? So I think that this, I don't even need to read this because I already know who won. But either way, I'm really excited to tear into this, you guys. This was just truly a good find, and thank you, Mark, for having it. The other thing, and I think this is meant to be a Christmas gift, so I might be giving this back to Ken and not enjoying it right now, but I don't even know what this comic book's about, but the whole thing is in blacklight. And so I heard about this, when it was first being released, and I was like, dude, I'll never get my hands on one. And then Mark had one. And so all of the pages are in fluorescent colors, and I really want to just check this out under blacklight, see how it goes. But yeah, thank you, Mark. These were good finds. So it's fun to, I've learned that it's just so important to make sure that you visit all these, tables, because a lot of the vendors that I talk to, and there's some other cool stuff I'll show you here in a minute that I got, a lot of that handmade stuff, that stuff that's not just Marvel and DC, there's a lot of cool stories out there of, what brought people to the con, what inspired them with that particular project, that kind of stuff. It's so much fun to talk to people. And so that's one of my favorite things, is just meeting the people. Up next, we had a couple of neighbors around just selling some really cool covers, so some variant covers. So John Jesperson from JJ Comics and Art, first of all, really shined here. Had some buttes that I wanted to lift up. So we had this lovely Thanos variant with the trippy Cosmos, the foil on there. Very excited about that. I haven't even taken these out yet. I will certainly read them. But I just fell in love really quick with the cover. I just thought it was gorgeous. So Up next, this one is kind of funny. I asked him, what issue is this for? Um, and this is actually a Star Wars Avengers one, which is kind of funny because that typically is more of the younger audience, the younger readers, but that cover is so dope. And so I was like, yes, I gotta have it. I love me some Vader. Up next, I also was spoiled with a pair of signed Pat Gleason Venoms, also with a certificate. So this is exclusive and it is signed, so it does come with a little certificate there. So I got the Virgin one as well as the one with the header. We also had a local comic curator, if you will. He has a very extensive collection. He was selling some of his books, and so he had displayed the Carnage Born, Web of Venom Carnage Born, and this was just a really pretty cover. I liked it a lot. So I got that as well as the Virgin. It was just a bundle. And then also had a really lovely Venom first host cover there. So I just thought that was really cool too. So what I look for when I pick these covers out are, do I love the character? Have I seen it on the shelf? And, whether or not I already own it. And so it's just fun to have new finds, like something new. And I was all about it. Up next, Tony Fleece was there. He has Sioux Falls connections. He lived in Sioux Falls for a couple of years, which is really cool. So he kind of knows the drill of how things go out here. But I had a chance to get the Rainbow Comics. So on the back, it has our Rainbow Comics logo. And then on the front is the Cujo movie poster style. So I got the Stray Dogs trade paperback signed by Tony. In addition, our friends at JJ Comics, so that's John Jesperson, those comics I was just showing you, had his own cover made, and this one is in the style of that classic like EC, and so it just is kind of a hoot. And so I got that one signed as well, and then JJ's comics on the back. All right, I'm hoping things don't start sliding here. I'll keep an eye on it. Up next, we had a bookstore come from Brookings, so that's about 45 minutes away from us, and brought an impressive booth, you guys. I mean, he had a lot of anime books, just a lot of awesome books in general. It was a really nice setup. And one of the things is we had a guest there, Chef Justin Warner, as seen on Food Network, was there. And Justin actually composed a Marvel Eat the Universe official cookbook. So I was able to get that signed and get to visit with him a little bit. Very nice guy. But definitely loved just getting that personalized. And Ken and I are always trying random stuff here at home. So with food. And so it's really exciting just to kind of see what's in here and give it a whirl. I don't know. So I kind of geeked out over that just a little bit. Up next, I had a chance to visit with author Christopher D. Schmitz. I have a whole stack of books over here, but I did purchase a series of his. It's a Dragon Dice novel series. There's actually a couple more that he's going to be shipping to me too. When an author's like really personable, that's what I really look for as well, like in a booth is, are you not only able to sell, but are you able to tell me more about you and about the project and what inspired it and so forth? We were talking for probably about 20 to 30 minutes or so, and I just felt confident in my purchase of, this is a really cool guy. He's also into, doing like teaching panels about the creative process in general. I don't want to say just being an author because there's a lot more that he does for his books too, but I think that that's someone that I would be interested in interviewing on the show at some point. And so I did lift that up and he was like, yeah, totally. So definitely looking forward to checking these out. And it's a very healthy stack of books. Up next, I had a chance to visit our longtime friend of the show, Comic Book Genie. And so first of all, he had this beautiful Civil War cover that he did that he didn't want. And he just said, go ahead and have it. You guys, check that out. That is amazing. So Mikey Martinez, Comic Book Genie. I just was like, are you serious right now? And he was like, yeah, it's yours. You can have it. And I'm like, it's going to a good home. I love Venom. But this is so freaking dope. So I was here for it. I loved it. Definitely. With Mikey, he also had just a slew of artwork that he had done that he was looking to kind of clean the portfolio out a little bit. So I picked up just some cool originals that he did here. So here's like a Wolverine and Cyclops, and then some Wolverine sketcheroos. And then this one was really cool too for all you DC peeps out there, but Batman with some villains. It's kind of cool. And then another, this one was really cool. So definitely like that, but it was pretty unique, and that's what I look for, is just something that's like not like right off the shelf or mass produced or anything like that. So definitely love that. Looking forward to what's next. You know, from a booth, I did also pick up an amazing Magikarp patch because I love my patches, and I love my Magikarp from Pokemon. I did get this is our con poster. I didn't actually buy this, but we had some extra at the end, and so I just wanted to get one. The emphasis of our con this year was honoring our hometown heroes, and so that would be grocery clerks, law enforcement, fire and rescue, hospital employees. Our meat packing plant here in town is a major employer, so honoring them as well. They were actually all invited to opening ceremonies, were brought up on stage, got a framed version of that poster, which was cool. So yeah, and it turned out super sweet. So I really like the local emphasis on that. So onto the handmade goodness, and just a couple of things here. First, I definitely play D&D, and so there was a booth that was selling super cute dice boxes, okay? And I caught on one of them that they had a Frappuccino accent on it, and I was like, a Starbucks Frappuccino accent, and I love Starbucks. And so I was just like, do you have one that's just Starbucks? And they're like, we might. And so I didn't come back that day, but then the next day I came back and I saw they had sold it. And I was like, no. But then I asked again, like, hey, I asked about that Starbucks one yesterday. I didn't come back. I'm so sorry. So they actually did. This is so freaking adorable. So it has little Starbucks on there, and it's just a little case for dice. I actually got it just for like my little bibobs I have over my desk. So it's just, I thought it was so charming, and it was just fun. And they're from Iowa, and I said, thank you guys so much for coming, and you totally need to come back next year because you guys crushed it. So the final thing that I got here, I believe, two things actually. Got one more novel here I just caught. This one is Doomsday Relic, and this is by Roland Wingert. So I did have a chance. A coworker of mine, Amanda, was also working the show, and we were walking around and they talked for a little bit. She got a book, and so I wanted to get one signed as well and to check it out. And so when someone tells me to slay my dragons, I'm all about it, and I definitely will read it, and then would love to interview him as well. The final thing here that I got is actually just in preparation for the holiday season coming up. So Ken's a huge Doctor Who fan, and there was this cute little booth on the corner that had Christmas trees, and so they had little handmade ornaments. And so this one has the Dalek from Doctor Who that would stop rolling around. There we go. So I got that, and then I got the R2-D2 one. And then I am a huge Tasmanian devil dude, and so I got myself a Tas one too. Ken and I love like building our tree, so we both have gotten ornaments from our parents. Our parents are giving us a couple each year from their collection, but we also like getting around, so whenever we travel somewhere, we try to get a Christmas ornament and just kind of build our tree that way. But ultimately, you guys, that is it. That is the super haul. I wanted to show you that. Oh, wait, one more. I lied. And this one is a good one for last. This is in the middle of that Granite City stack. On the DC front of things, Bill, if you're still watching, you'll be proud of me. Swamp Thing, The New Roots. I had a chance to get this signed by Phil Hester. Phil and I were on a team together on the Wednesday Comics Live panel, and Phil is a blast and an absolute riot. And so I went up to his table the next day and I said, "Hey, we won last night," and he's like, "I know." But I asked him for a signature on this, and he was like, "Yes, absolutely." Very nice guy, and just such a hoot. So I'm really glad I got to be a part of that panel and check that out. Um, Ultimately, you guys, this was such a cool thing, and we really came through as a team, putting together the convention. That was really fun, and just hearing the experiences and the happiness from the attendees is really what made it for me. So I had a blast. I know Ken was able to come out for most of it and had fun there too, and so we both got in a lot of trouble. But I am actually going to be preparing now for Baltimore Comic Con coming up at the end of the month. And I have been already working on my list of books that I am pulling to get signed, and then I have to go through and whittle that down because there's no way that I'm lugging like 40 comics. So a lot of preparation to come. But I am going to end the stream now and get to work here and tidy up the room. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to Comic Book Berries for tuning in. And Tom and I will see you on Wednesday. Also, if you do want to see more of me, if you're not tired of me just yet, I do stream also on the Rainbow Comics Cards and Collectibles page on Wednesdays, usually between 5 and 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you do want to check that out, feel free. It's usually me and a coworker talking just every new product and, a representation of the comics that came out that day too. So until next time, I will see you guys, and Tom and I will see you on Wednesday nights. Bye.